What's up, everybody? Live. All right, I'm going to start doing lives on YouTube's because I do a lot of lives in my group, but then I realize that I'm losing content, so I'm not capturing content. So I'm going to go live here, really just so that I can share the content, and then, yeah, so on and so forth. All right, guys. So knowing who you can trust and how to pick your friends. So let's talk about the first concept, knowing who you can trust. Well, so here's the thing. This is going to intersect. There's knowing who you can trust, and there's who do you listen to, right? So the first thing is we're in a situation in life and society where there's a lot of conflicting information. There's information war. It's information warfare, right? There's battling information. There's tags on Twitter posts. There's blocked Facebook posts and fact checkers. All that. This is craziness, right? But here's the thing: who do you listen to? What does that mean? That's a question you ask yourself. Like, when I'm listening to somebody, is this person credible? Does this person have information that can help me? And that goes into the part about picking your friends. So number one, if you want to be a good friend, you have to be somebody who is open to receiving help. You have to be open to developing yourself and getting better. And that's how you can be a good friend. And then how to pick friends are people who are open to help. And this is not in terms of manipulation, like you can manipulate or control people, but it's like who wants to do better and who's willing to listen to you when you have something valuable to give them, right? So this goes to the first question: who do you listen to? Well, I heard a long time ago that if you want to become a millionaire, you have to listen to a millionaire, right? You got to look at the outcome that somebody has created in order to determine the value of what information they're giving you, right? What is the message? What is the core message that somebody's giving you? So that's number one. Who do you listen to? Like, people, all the debate about the masks and coronavirus and, losing our freedoms versus keeping people safe. And they're all valid arguments, right? Every one of them, from every side, from everyone's perspective, they're all valid arguments, right? But so the question is, who do you listen to? And this gets into the interesting, the theory that, guys, I'm just giving you information based on what I've learned, based on what I know will help you. And so that's who this channel is for. That's who this message is for. It's for people who are interested in improving, getting better, and getting help in life and in their social circle and in their, in their health, well-being, finances, all those areas of life that are important. So what I'm sharing here is very practical, right? Number one, who do you listen to? And number two, who do you trust, right? Those kind of coincide. Who do you listen to and who do you trust, right? So let's talk about trust for a second, right? If you look at somebody's default tone, if you look at somebody's, what's another word for tone? Like, what is the harmony, or what's the angle that somebody is coming from, right? So like a perfect example is, would you trust an angry person? Would you trust an angry person? Like, yes or no? Like, ask yourself this question: would you trust an angry person? Probably not, right? You probably wouldn't be able to talk to the person. It would be very difficult to reason or to rationalize or to have a conversation with them, right? So, but now, would you be able to trust somebody who's like super enthusiastic and excited? Probably, yeah, right? Like if your friend came to you and was super enthusiastic or happy or positive about something, oh my God, like this is amazing, changed my life, you got to try it or you got to read it, whatever it is, book, movie, whatever it is, they recommend something to you, and that's their tone. It's like they want to share something with you, right? That is somebody you should listen to, right? But now let's say you're a part of a group or an organization, or you're doing a coaching program, or you're doing something, right? And someone comes to you and says, I don't think that's a good idea, right? What's their tone level? What's their intention for you with that? Their intention, based on their language and their demeanor, their intention is to cut you off from that group, or their intention is to cut you off from that growth pattern, right? So I would say that's somebody who you couldn't trust. And the basis for determining that is, it's their tone level. It's really their, the way that they're approaching you in conversation, right? So if you meet somebody who's angry, or their tone levels is negative, or they're critical is a big one, right? Or they're depressed, right? Can you trust that person? You really can't. The answer is you really can't, because they may not be thinking clearly. And the number one rule in life is you become who you hang around with, right? Like you become like the 5 most people that you circle with, right? That's why it's really important to surround yourself with happy, positive, empowering people. Number one. Number two is make sure you know who you listen to and who you don't, right? So if somebody sends you a link to an article that says something you're doing is bad, or your personal development program is a cult, or this person jumped off a cliff and it's so and so's fault. All those things, right? All of those things, they sow fear, they sow doubt, they sow negativity. So I think the general consensus here is anyone sowing a negative or a bad seed into your life, you should not listen to that person. And anyone who is attacking or critical towards anything that you're doing, if it's not like from a place of sound judgment, then I think it's very fair to say that is not somebody who you listen to. Now, if your goal, here's another example, right? If your goal is to become a master at sailing, right? Like wind sailing, right? I don't know. I don't know anything about sailing. But let's say your goal is to become a master at sailing, right? And you have 2 friends. You have one friend who's a championship sailor. You want to be just like them. You want to learn everything they have to do. And then you've got another friend who's like into tennis, right? And every time you talk to them about sailing, they want to talk to you about tennis, right? But you're really interested in sailing. Now, who are you going to listen to if you want to become a master sailor? Well, in that instance, this is just an example, right? But in that instance, you would listen to that person who's achieved the thing, right? You listen to somebody who can actually guide you to accomplishing a goal. Now, there's a 2-way street there. That person is not only willing to help you, but you're also listening to the right source, right? Because what happens to somebody they really want to start sailing, or they want to get in, windsurfing or whatever. I don't know. I was thinking of windsurfing and I said sailing, but that's what I meant. But anyway, same thing. So what happens if instead of listening to your friend who's an expert in that subject, you listen to your other friend and say, yeah, he says, you know what? I don't think that's right for you. You should come play tennis. You should come do this. I mean, the reality is if something is that you really want, and you want a certain outcome, and somebody changes your direction from that outcome, that is not a person that you should listen to. So that's why it's important to ask yourself the question, who do you listen to, right? And then knowing who you can trust, that comes down to what is this person's intention? Do they want to stop me from doing something? Do they want to hold me down? Is this a crab in a bucket situation where they're trying to pull me back into the bucket, right? You don't want that. You don't want to listen to that. You don't want to trust that. You can't trust that. If you're going to get to a new level in whatever it is you're out to do, to create, you can't trust that, right? You got to trust the person who's there willing to help you. And so that's how you pick your friends, right? Who's willing to help and who's willing to be helped. Say maybe that friend, he's like, I'm really busy. I charge a lot for these lessons. I know we're good friends, but you know what? Maybe, I'll teach you that if you teach me basket weaving. I don't know. That's the funny thing, right? Underwater basket weaving. Teach me underwater basket weaving, and I'll teach you how to windsurf like a pro, right? That's even better, because now he wants your help with something, and there's a value exchange. There's a win-win, right? So that's actually a good thing. And the consideration here is that you're both looking for help with something. That's a good alignment. That's somebody you should listen to, and that's somebody you can trust. So the key takeaways here are: listen to somebody who's accomplished or is encouraging or positive towards your goal, and that is somebody who you can trust. Don't listen to somebody who's critical or negative, or will take you out of your goal. They'll stop you, or they're so doubt or fear or indecisiveness. That is just simply not somebody you can trust. And it's not that they're doing it intentionally. It's that maybe somebody had sown too much doubt into their life, into their mind, that they gave up on a dream. And so, that's what happened, right? They gave up on a dream. So now misery loves company. They have that narrative. They live that narrative. They live it. That narrative is give up on your dreams, or don't try, or it's risky, or whatever it is. That's a bad narrative. And if somebody is living on a bad narrative, then you should not allow them to install a bad narrative into your life. So that's somebody who you should not trust, right? So these are real basic concepts that I think if everybody knew, the world would be a better place. So again, I'm a coach. I'm a business consultant. I run a mastermind on Facebook, Strategic Growth Experts, and it's all about dedicating to helping people reach their highest potential, become a leader, and accomplish their dreams. So if you're interested, I would love to have you guys connect, comment, like what are some experiences you've had, and what do you guys think about the information that I've shared here, and what questions you have? What other information would you like to hear from me and from this channel? So I hope it's valuable, and you guys have a blessed day.